Yo, what's up? Bob here. Thought I would jump in on this 10 records I listen to the most thread, started by Chris over at The Long Cut. I've noticed a lot of people are doing this. I saw Mazzy's video, Melinda's, even Stunty did it. So I thought, yeah, maybe I'll show the 10 records I listen to the most. If you watch the channel, none of these are going to come as a surprise to you. But if you don't, let's get started. One record that I am always spinning, I've loved this record for many years. I have a 70s pressing, rather minty, of John Coltrane's Giant Steps. This is a tremendous record. I think it sounds very good. A lot of people think it's a little flabby in the bass, but my rig doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Iconic cover, regular orange and green label. You know, you got tunes like Giant Steps, which is a jazz classic, a standard. Not an easy song to play, but a standard nonetheless. Cousin Mary, Naima. This is a fantastic record, one of Coltrane's best, and not talked about enough, I think. When people come over and they want to hear some music, they want to hear the rig, might be working on a recording project down the hallway or just hanging out and jamming, oftentimes they want to hear the Beatles. And my favorite Beatles record is the last one, Abbey Road. This is a copy that was gifted to me, -2-1, first UK pressing, and it sounds tremendous. We all know this record. There's no reason to go into too much, just that it's fantastic. There's a couple tunes on here that I might have switched out for a couple of the songs and let it be, but otherwise, this is a near perfect record. Here's a great album that always seems to find its way onto my turntable. Yeah, I mostly grew up in the 80s, so this record right here, Peter Gabriel's So, was one of the soundtracks to my adolescence. Yes. In Your Eyes, Sledgehammer, clearly on this. Peter Gabriel, a genius. Daniel Lanois producing. Tony Levin on bass, just killing. Super funky tracks, atmospheric, just really an artful piece of work from Peter Gabriel. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than Sledgehammer, right? I mean, that's super funky. If you watch my channel, you know that I'm a huge Tom Waits fan, and I'm super stoked about these reissues coming. In particular, Bone Machine and Black Rider. Those are very expensive records, and I can't wait to get my hands on these new reissues cut from the analog tapes for the first time ever. But one record that I play all the time is Tom Waits' first record, The Heart of Saturday Night. Yeah, look at this cover. It's incredible. Beautiful cover, beautiful record. Tom, he can do everything from beautiful crooning to kind of a Circus Barker style all the way up. I'm a big fan of his entire catalog. I love the artistry and the flexibility of Tom Waits, yes. If you haven't seen The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, he's in that movie. You should check that out if you're into kind of Old West films, yeah. Another one I like to put on late at night after the Gold Rush, Neil Young. I really love this record from Neil. I think they did this at Neil's home with obviously with nice gear, but it sounds incredible. Tons of killer songs on here. After the Gold Rush, Birds, my personal favorite off of the record. Just really fantastic. This is a super clean first pressing on Reprise. Yeah, I do enjoy this. Excellent cover. This record spends quite a bit of time on the table just because it's a good reference record. When people come by and they want to just hear the rig, hear what it can do, and I don't want to play them like one of the typical, you know, I have the Rumors 45 or Steely Dan's Asia or Dark Side of the Moon or something like that. If I want them to hear what the system can do, but I want to play something that's not played out, I'll play them this. Talked about it before. Beck's Morning Phase. This is a fantastic sounding record. You might know it. It has a very big tune on it called Hard as a Drum. It is a beautiful record. Cool cover. I used to see this sitting in the crates all the time and didn't know what it was. And then one day I heard it and I thought, oh Lord, I got to get that quickly. Yeah, it's on Capitol RL in the Dead Wax for sure. Beautiful sounding record. Speaking of records you need in your collection, Stevie Wonder's Talking Book. Jeff Beck on some of these tracks. Obviously, Superstition is on here. I mean, this is just an incredible, funky record. Probably my favorite Stevie Wonder record. I have a lot of favorite Stevie Wonder records. I really love Intervisions a lot. But this one is constantly being played around here. It is fantastic. Very cool cover. Late night record for me when I want to hear something that is absolutely stunning, that's pretty chill. I put this on. 45 RPM, You Must Believe in Spring from Bill Evans. Yeah, Gary's theme, the theme to MASH, and it's just a fantastic sounding record. This is put out by Kraft and they did a wonderful job on it. I really enjoyed this. You know, everybody goes to the old trio records. This is later period Bill Evans and sounds amazing. Bill was playing great at this time. Classic record that I have probably listened to, I don't know, a million times. But still gets a lot of play because I believe it to be Jimi Hendrix's ultimate masterpiece. Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. Kind of a weak cover. I mean, it's okay. We got this one too, if we wanted to go there. But in my opinion, I think they should have just chose this, the back cover. This is an impossibly clean copy of the record. I mean, I really went on the real hardcore search, and this thing is about as minty as it gets. I mean, it's really clean. You've got Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child, Slight Return. You've got Burning of the Midnight Lamp. Of course, Have You Ever Been to Electric Ladyland. 1983, A Merman I Should Turn to Be. Moon Turns the Tides gently away. Still Raining, Still Dreaming. House Burning Down, All Around the Watchtower. I mean, this is really the ultimate in Marshall guitar tones. This is a masterclass on guitar tones from Jimi. Some of these tunes, in particular, Moon Turned the Tides, the amp is turned up so loud. There's a microphonic tube in there. You can hear it squealing, and the amp is on the verge of feedback at all times. It's absolutely incredible. I love this record. And yeah, I'll play it every chance I get. If you've watched the channel a lot, you know that I have showed and talked about this record many times. But we're going to do it again. Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. It's on the turntable a lot. A lot of people don't understand this record. And I know a lot of you do. But for the uninitiated, I will explain it in brief here. Okay? Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. It's the record after In a Silent Way. Huge ensemble of players, but primarily the soloists are Miles and Wayne Shorter. Mr. Maupin is in there as well on baritone, clarinet. Wayne is on soprano, just to put that out there. But the most unique part about this record is the fact that there are two of everything else. Well, yes. With the exception to John McLaughlin, which is on guitar, of course. So you got two drummers. You got Lenny White and Jack DeJohnette. One left and right. Stereo. You have two keyboard players. You got Chick Corea and you have Joe Zawinul, left and right. You have two master percussionists, left and right. And an upright and electric bass, left and right. Of course, John McLaughlin, right? All right, so that's the deal. So when you're listening to this record and you're hearing madness, it's not really madness. It's two almost separate bands. One on the left, one on the right. And they are playing off each other. You'll notice that whenever Miles plays a line, Chick will immediately mirror that line on the keys behind Miles. Essentially what you'll get is what happens on the first track. Comes marching in with an evolution of dark, dissonant ambience. Miles finally comes bubbling in with his horn with perfect giant reverbs.
And you get this fat kind of bass sound from the upright with a lot of movement.
From the electric bass, you got Jack and Lenny is playing this oil can kick drum, which is a kick drum made out of a oil drum that someone has cut down and put all the appropriate hardware on so that you can put heads and stuff on it. And let me tell you, it is very difficult to find any information about the oil drum kick drum. Just finding a photograph of it or any video is near impossible. I have some. I will play it for you now.
Blue bass drum.
You have it. You have it right there?
Right here. Hold on, Bob.
Do you really? You got,
yeah. Hold on. Let me take my headphones off.
You got to see this because it's not a regular bass drum. It was made from an oil drum.
Oh man, this was
look at that,
man. This was the bass you were playing on for the whole session.
Yes, we're trying to put that in the African American Museum.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
That said, there's tons of percussion, tons of reverb and delays and other effects on this record. There's tape loops. I mean, there's all kinds of things happening. Bitches Brew is a landmark record and pretty much one of the only places you will get this flavor. There's no point on this album when you will hear it and think, oh, is that Lee Morgan or Freddie Hubbard? It can only be one person. And I know I've said this many times, but Miles Davis has an unmistakable sound. He's truly unique. I've been listening to this record for well over 20 years, and it still is something I put on and play all the time. So there's pretty much stuff on the turntable. If I'm at home, I'm playing records. And just wanted to show you guys this little stack, and until we meet again, that's right. Bob out.